Bienvenidos a este programa. My name is Sahil. I'm the host. We're going to start doing this in Spanish for the episodes where we talk about El Señor Messi. So, yeah, anyway.
Dios. Se llama Dios.
Dios.
It's good in Spanish because every other country is starting to hate Messi. Got Hong Kong.
Well, let me introduce las jugadoras de este programa. Me llamo Sahil y hay dos hombres, Rahi y Roy. And anyone else who likes what we've been talking about, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification icon to be notified of new videos. Okay, let's talk about El Señor Messi. And normally, it's about winning World Cups, winning Copa Americas, winning Ballon d'Ors. Today,
winning Leagues Cup. Leagues Cup as well. Don't forget Leagues Cup. Very important.
The most important cup and the heaviest.
Today, it's about something else. So for those who have not been following, we'll tell you in a second what's going on. But a lot of problems in paradise in Miami. So let's start there.
Hey, go for it, Rocky. I got a lot to say here.
Clearly, you have a lot to say. Things seem to be not so rosy in Messi land all of a sudden, with Inter Miami seemingly bringing in every superstar they could find over the age of 30. All Messi's good friends. Now the manager is a good friend of Messi's. They brought in Luisito Pistolero Suarez. Jordi Alba is there. Busquets is there. I mean, it's the whole crew is together. And yet, Roy, on the field, they look a disaster, man. I mean, Al Nassr, a team that, yes, has more talent than Inter Miami. There's no debating that. But what they did to Miami in that game is frankly embarrassing. Embarrassing for Messi's brand, unfortunately. Even though he didn't played all of 5 minutes, it's still his team. Embarrassing for MLS. Embarrassing for American supporters trying to tell the world that MLS is on the come up, that we're a good league. And then we go out there and lose, yes, in preseason, yes, without Messi, but to an Al Nassr team, and we get completely eviscerated, Roy. For me, this has nothing to do with Dios himself, Leo Messi, and everything to do with the players they've surrounded him with, the manager they've put in charge of this team, and the way they're constantly marketing the Messi tour and pushing it down people's throats, because the problem is it's making it difficult for Leo himself. It's putting too much pressure on him. And I think we're in danger of oversaturating the Messi mania.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to give you props, Rocky, because you said we when referring to MLS and Inter Miami. So deep inside, I know you're an MLS lover. That just proved it right there. You could pretend all you want that you hate it, you don't like it, you don't care about it. Now we know, everybody, all the viewers watching this, Rocky loves MLS, and I love Rocky for it. So,
Roy, MLS is like my relationship with you. Like, I can make fun of you, but if someone else makes fun of you,
I like that.
You better see what's coming to them, all right? That's how it works. That's my relationship with MLS.
Then we get down to business. We start a big fight in the streets. Okay, I understand. So everything you said, Rocky, is pretty spot on. Something you didn't touch on, though, is you kind of touched on it. Me, as a huge MLS fan, it's my job to protect MLS. And I do it honestly. If MLS is screwing up somewhere, I'm not going to be pretending like MLS is the best in the world, has the best talent in the world, etc. This was the chance MLS had to showcase its premium team, its premium product in front of the entire world. And they did it in front of the entire freaking world. They did it in El Salvador. They tied 0-0. And let's be real, they probably should have lost that game. They did it in Saudi Arabia against two teams. Got smoked against Al Nassr. Was closer against Al Hilal, but I think it was a little further than the scoreline shows. They did it. Well, they're going to do it in Japan soon. They did in Hong Kong, which that looked like a pretty even game, to be honest. That looked like the game where it was two teams kind of around the same level. The players don't know each other. And for those that want to know, they played against the Hong Kong League All-Star team, not Hong Kong's national team. So this is a group of players, never play with each other ever. against a team that plays with each other every single week, and both teams looked equally disjointed. Miami is a train wreck. Miami has 4 of the most famous players in the world in their respective positions, 4 of the best of our generation, the best of all time. And they look like, not only are they bad internationally, they look like the worst MLS team. And they ended last season as the worst MLS. How did they end the last season? They lost like 4-0 against Chicago.
True.
Every game after the Leagues Cup was a disaster. Their preseason has been a complete disaster. My guess is they're going to start the season a complete disaster. And they're just going to have some questions of Beckham, Jorge Mas, and MLS and what the hell's going on with this team.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about these players or no?
Let's talk about what's going wrong. Yeah, because I think everyone's talking about teams going wrong, but why?
Do we want to see who these guys are? So
let's take a look. This was the lineup against Al Nassr. Yeah, this is the lineup against Al Nassr. So here we got Tata's famous 5-3-2 with Jordi Alba. This here off the bat, we see a major problem. One, who's protecting the back line? Who is it? Sergio Busquets. How old is he?
Sergio Busquets, as Speed calls
Mr.
him. Yeah.
Biscuits, who's about as slow as a biscuit in the oven. The way a biscuit
he did not have a good game
being cooked in the oven, that's how slow he drops back.
Well, you know what? This is terrible because he's never really played this position because he's always had he's been the defensive midfielder or the midfielder that's in a combination with another midfielder. So to expect him to do all here, it doesn't make any sense. Right?
Look at the amount of space he's supposed to cover. He's supposed to protect the back line. He's supposed to break lines. He's supposed to transition the play into attack. He can't do all those things. He's not going to protect that back line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he looked a step slow.
Issue number 1. Number 2, look at Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba is the left back in a 3-5-2, meaning he is bursting his ass up that wing the entire game. He is going from attack to defend. He's expected to create attacking chances through crosses and then drop back to prevent the attack. He's not going to drop back. He's in his mid-30s. You watch that game against Al Nassr, how many attacks went through his side, and you're wondering, who's the left back here? Oh, it's 36-year-old Jordi Alba, who just finished crossing, doing a miscross that Suarez completely flopped on, because Suarez isn't finishing for some reason. I guess it's his shot knees that doesn't allow him to finish any shot. I think it's his knees, man. I don't know if he's going to recover. But
are we done with these guys or what?
Well, I just want to say one thing. On the other side, you have Alba on one side, and who did we go out and get to play the other wing?
Oh, geez.
Youthful energy.
The American hero.
A great on the ball, back and forth, Mr. Julian Gressel. Roy, tell us why that purchase was made.
The purchase was made because Julian Gressel was Tata Martino's guy in Atlanta. Right. He was one of the major pieces for Atlanta United's success. And for those who haven't been following MLS, one of the best teams of all time in MLS are the 2018 Atlanta United team that Tata managed, won a championship with. And Gressel was a big part of that. So that's why you brought him on 5-6 years later. He is not the same guy. Oh, my goodness. He could still cross well, but he can't do anything else well.
Okay, are we done? Are we done with these guys? Yes.
I think so. And then you got Suarez up top.
I mean, I didn't see Messi's name in there, of course. So that's of course like, but I do want to make one quick point, and then I'll turn it over to you guys. I think the concept of people, there's Cristiano Ronaldo, there's Lionel Messi. These are guys who are late into their 30s, but these are the 2 best players of all time, perhaps. And that's what people forget. Taking a bunch of other 35-year-old plus players is not the same as a Messi and Ronaldo. And that's what people forget. Just because these 2 players are still playing at a high level, that doesn't mean everyone can do it. So I just want to
all their friends are going to play at the same level.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
It's a great point.
And I think David Beckham forgot that a little bit.
Yeah.
So anyway, continue.
It's a great point because Busquets he's still class. He's still a classy player, man. You watch him on the ball, the way he maneuvers out of danger, but he doesn't maneuver out of danger every time. He'll lose the ball 2 out of 5 times, and it leads to breakaways. It's very, very messy, pun intended.
You know who might look good next to Busquets is another 38-year-old. It might be 39, Mr. Luka.
I know who you're.
Luka could be the guy. I don't know where he's going to go. There's rumors he might go to Saudi. I'm not sure what will happen, but that would be an interesting move for Miami to bring in another old man, but one who's playing like he's quite young.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, where do we go from here with Inter Miami? We'll do another segment on this about how like everyone's tickets getting ripped off this year because Messi's probably only going to play like half the matches. But just to end this thought, since they've listened to us for a while.
The takeaway for me is we have to temper our expectations and stop force feeding this narrative that Messi and friends are this super team and that they are the face of MLS, because they're not. They're not the best team in the league. They're hardly even that. David Beckham should know this because it took him a long time, 5 years, to win the MLS Cup when he came here. There's going to be some growing pains. The team is not, as it is constructed, a great team. So let's stop charging exorbitant prices. Let's stop force feeding that down people's throats. And let's accept that Miami is an okay team.
This team isn't growing. This team is aging. This will require a huge reset once this experiment fully fails and Beckham realizes and Jorge Mas realizes, MLS realizes Messi was a great idea. The rest were not. Simply put, Messi had to come, but he had to build a team around Messi, not a bunch of old friends who can't run anymore. So this team is bad. This Miami team plays very poorly. They don't have the youthful energy they need. If they want to turn things around to start this season, they need to freaking sign a center back yesterday. They need help in the defense. They need to sign a center defensive midfielder to protect that weak back line. And they need help on the wings. They need help in the middle. But if they start with a center back and a center defensive midfielder, that'll give Busquets some more freedom. That'll put him in a more natural position. And that'll give Messi more confidence to do what he wants to do, which is take risk, make those dribbles. If he loses the ball, you got someone who's going to hound whoever has the ball down. That guy's not Busquets, so we need to start relying on him.
This is a marketing machine right now. They're not a team. That's my problem.
The marketing they keep losing. That marketing's gonna.
Yeah, we'll follow this marketing experiment this entire season. So for those of you interested, please subscribe to our channel because we will be covering the Inter Miami show. So we'll see what it ends up as, but right now it's still the Messi show, and we'll see when Messi comes back if they can notch some victories. But anyhow, I will leave it to Roycito, since we are talking Messi today. Take it away, and for all the viewers out there, keep watching the beautiful game. Roy.
Vamos Messi y vamos Miami. I still believe. Let's go.